William, you know what's really scary?
No.
Running out of Stoller wine.
No!
We have something a lot less scary. Another episode of Garden Time. Welcome to Garden Time. You know, it's been a hot summer and a beautiful fall, but what does that mean for wine?
Later in the show, I'm going to talk to Melissa Burr out at Stoller Family Estate and ask her questions about that, and then also what we need to be doing with our own grapevines in our own gardens right now.
Also coming up, we'll be kicking off the holiday season and showing you some of the most popular poinsettias.
We're also going to be showing you how to use bamboo for projects around your garden.
But first, fall rose care.
Well, I'm standing here with Phil Edmonds of Garden Rose Consulting, and we are in a stunning rose garden right now. And I have to say, I think a lot of us would be kind of surprised at this time of year to see such a beautiful rose garden at a home setting. So it is that time of year, though, when we have to start thinking about the future and winter's coming on. What are some of the suggestions you can give us about how to keep such beautiful, these roses are beautiful right now. So what do we need to do to prepare?
Well, besides covering them up with umbrellas to keep the rain off them.
Yeah. which would be very hard to do.
Exactly. Well, some people do for keeping the sun off them, but really nothing needs to be done because I like to have roses for my Thanksgiving table.
Sure, certainly.
You know, so don't cut back yet. We've got a mild fall going.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to rain all October or November. So leave them out here. And some of these buds like this could open by, you know, next week or the week after with just a little bit of sunshine.
Well, and I have to say, Phil, I remember several times I've had roses blooming even into December, sometimes
Absolutely.
up around Christmas, depending on the year.
Absolutely. Christmas bouquets are common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, though, I see so little of any kind of disease or insect on these as well. Is there something we should be thinking about at this time of year for those kind of things, or is it so late in the year?
It's so late in the year that first after we get a frost, the foliage is going to start to fall off.
Yeah, that's true.
So they're going to go into a much slower period of growth. They're not going to grow over winter because the soil gets too cold for to promote growth.
Sure.
So the foliage comes off and with freezes, and so what we do is just try to keep the beds clean in the garden. We keep the weeds down over winter, and then we start off in the spring by pruning in the spring and getting them starting to grow again.
So then there would really be nothing that you would be adding in the sense of a fertilizer type thing at this time of year at all then?
No, I wouldn't add a fertilizer after the end of August because the fertilizer you add then will promote growth into the fall like we have now. But if you promote a lot of growth later, then it'll be tender and it could freeze.
Well, and then that could cause disease if that new growth freezes out.
Well, it'd freeze out, and they just wouldn't grow.
So we hear a lot of things about pruning, of different times to prune, how to prune.
Right.
What is your take? Because you have a rich history of roses specifically. So what is your take on when to start pruning or how to do that process for winter?
I would usually, if they're real tall, I'd cut them back, you know, or deadhead. If this was to finish blooming, I'd cut it down into here or so, so that it's not flopping, you know, in the wind. Yeah. Okay. But after you know Christmas, or if it gets real cold before Christmas, then I'd cut them down to about waist high or so, just to make them even in the garden.
Sure. And what about, you know, if we had a pretty dry winter last year, should we be concerned at all for roses, though, if it's another dry winter, about watering them in those 3 or 4 dry weeks, or is that just leave it up to nature because they're kind of dormant?
Pretty much up to nature. They're gonna. I've actually had roses that I didn't water all summer.
Yeah.
And they survived fine, but they do better if they're watered.
Yeah,
exactly.
well, we all do.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So now tell me the name of your business again.
It is Garden Rose Consulting.
And so people can contact you and you can come out and actually answer just almost every single question
Absolutely.
they have about roses.
I'm a 3rd generation rose grower, and been in the rose nursery business, and so I do know roses really well. And so if somebody has questions about roses, I do an on-site evaluation, this sort of thing, free.
Nice.
You know, so I can, and I also take care of people's gardens for them.
Perfect.
If they want.
Well, you know, if you live in Portland, you love roses, and this is a great way to get all the information you need on how you can have a rose garden like this in your own place. For more information, go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to his website. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
I'm at Portland Nursery on Stark Street with Sarah. And Sarah, this is really a good time to talk about cover crops. So let's first tell, what is a cover crop?
Yeah, so there's lots of different kinds of cover crops, but essentially they are a crop that you can spread in your garden when your garden's sleeping, that will help with controlling weeds, add nitrogen to the soil, and then in the spring you till it under, and it just helps a lot with the texture of your soil and whatnot.
Ah, you know, and I like to do them because it looks pretty. Instead of looking at my bare raised beds, there's something green out there, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and flowering sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. And so are there different kinds of cover crops, or is there just one kind?
There are a few different kinds. We've got this handout at the store and on our website. The most popular is a mix called Garden Way Mix that's got, you know, a bunch of different kinds of things in it, clovers and ryegrass and such. But we do sell individual cover crops as well.
That's really
so
nice.
There are different cover crops that are good for different situations, but in general they're all going to benefit the soil and most likely add some nitrogen back in.
Right, and it's like, you know, some people are very specific, and so that's really nice that you have that for those specific problems or that you want to correct, or people just want to, you know, experiment. Let's see what this one does to my garden next year.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then what about rates? So does it have some information on how much to put down?
Yeah, so with each different kind, you know, the seed spreading rate could be different. So we do have a graph of that in here.
Excellent.
So something that cover crops are good at is helping pollinators over winter. So that's become so much bigger of a problem lately.
What's out there?
And so that's a big reason why we're promoting that today, just to give pollinators something to eat during the winter. So it's a really win-win for you and pollinators.
Yeah, that is great. Well, if you have any other questions, please go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over and you can see this handout, but really come out to the stores on Stark Street and Division and get your cover crops and get them planted today. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Is your garden in need of refreshment? Hi, I'm Sarah, and there are plenty of things in bloom at Portland Nursery. Come check out our beautiful fall color to perk up your garden. At Portland Nursery, we consider fall the second season, and the gardening opportunities are endless. Establish next year's trees, replace lettuce and greens, or get a jump on onions and garlic. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people, on 50th and Stark and 90th and Division, or at portlandnursery.com.
If you build it right. Build it to last. Don't just build it for yourself. Build it for the next generation. Build it with Par Lumber. And keep building the Great Northwest.
Par's Design Center showroom is now open in Aloha. It's the perfect one-stop solution for homeowners, builders, or remodelers. Come on in. Our door is open on 185th Avenue in Aloha.
Why let the weather dictate when you can enjoy your garden? With a greenhouse by Solar Gem, you don't have to. Grow your dream garden year-round right in your own backyard. Our long-lasting fiberglass greenhouses are made for gardening enthusiasts of all skill levels and delivered right to your home. Solar Gem greenhouses need no assembly, are virtually maintenance-free, and come with a limited lifetime warranty. Call us at 800-383-3055 or find us on the web at solargemgreenhouses.com.
It is such a delight to be here with Amy Biggie, and we are at the Owls in Woodburn, are we not?
Yes.
And We're going to talk a little bit about poinsettias. You guys, how many poinsettias do you actually grow a year?
We grow about 40,000 poinsettias a year.
And how many varieties is that?
We have about 50 different varieties.
Wow.
So we really try to find something for everybody.
And I have to say, you know, I've been involved in poinsettias a long time in my career, and you always grow exquisitely beautiful ones. So you do a great job of it.
Thank you.
Now, I think one of the things that's weird to me is over the decades, I've noticed that, you know, traditionally you had red and white and pink and some, you know, variations, but you guys, the colors have really expanded, so you can include them in all seasons.
They really have, and actually there's some great new varieties that are perfect for fall or for November. It doesn't have to just be a Christmas plant.
Yeah.
It really can be a seasonal plant for the fall. This new one right here, Autumn Leaves, is just a beautiful, some shades that are perfect for your fall decor.
It is. It's kind of a pink, but not really, kind of a salmon. They're really a nice blend of colors there.
Some neat colors, yeah. We also have another one over here that's perfect for the holidays, for Thanksgiving. Wow. That one is called Orange Spice.
And I bet if there's a sports person in your life that they might like that.
It's a good fit.
It
is.
is.
Right, for those Beaver fans. Yeah.
So having that, you know, expansion of the holiday, the fall holiday seasons, I'm sure that there are still some traditional type of poinsettias that really just blow out of your shops once you get them in. What are those?
Definitely. Well, of course, our most popular is classic red, traditional
Stunning.
red. This is Christmas Day, and it is just beautiful, as you can see, with that dark, deep red color for the holidays. But we also have our other most popular, are right here, Red Glitter.
Wow.
And kind of has that speckle. People really like it. It's something different.
Yeah.
And then Ice Crystals. This one right here is another one that just has some fun color, and our next most popular.
And they're really a great item for the holidays. They make great gifts.
Yes.
And they're wonderful just for fill-ins, aren't they?
They are. They're great for as a house plant,
Yeah.
and they can last long if you take good care of them.
And what is a little bit of that care? Are they difficult?
They are not difficult. The number one reason why poinsettias don't make it is because they're overwatered.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
the best idea is to actually take them out of this pot cover when you're watering.
Just slide them right out?
Yep, you just slide it right out and then water them, and that will keep them from sitting in water. The other thing is you can use the finger test where you see if it feels dry to the touch. Also lifting it up will give you an idea if it feels light or not, and then it's time to water. You don't necessarily need to water them every day. It's really a good idea to check and
Just
make sure.
pay attention, right?
Yeah.
Well, and you know, one of the great ways to pick up poinsettias at all three of the Oz locations is when you guys do this wonderful event every year called the Festival of Lights.
Yes, yeah. The Evening of Lights is coming up at all three of our stores. It'll be taking place, and it's beautiful this year. I feel like they've gone all out, and it's just, there's so many wonderful decorations and ornaments, and
It's a lot of fun. I mean, it really is about lights too, because each store is just decked out with all kinds of cool stuff. And then not only you get your poinsettias, you can get your Christmas stuff too, huh?
That's right, that's right. It's a great way to kick off the season. And in Gresham, we'll be having a poinsettia tour, so you can actually see a growing side of our business and see how all the house is full of color and how we grow the plants.
Well, you know, all of the three stores do have this wonderful event. Now, they do happen at different times and days, but for all that information, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. You can find the one that's closest to you and enjoy it and have a wonderful time. Amy, thank you so much.
Great, thanks, William.
You know, in the last few years, Judy, we do a lot of container gardening and pot combos, and it's really beautiful and fun, but it can get kind of hard on your back when you're moving those pots around.
Well, we found this great product. It's called Pot Lifter. It comes in a package like this, but when you open it up, it straps in a holder here.
And it's really easy to use. One of the good things is you just unclip it, and you don't have to worry about trying to get it over the plant because it opens up.
It goes around the pot.
And then you just make sure that you hear a little snap when you put it together. Tighten up those straps. And you keep it down low so that when you lift it up, these straps help stabilize the pot.
You just need to find a friend to help you with that. If you want to find this product, go to any of your independent garden centers or go to gardentime.tv.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
Based on reviews, I found Capital. It was an excellent experience. I felt very comfortable, especially being a single woman.
Find adventure in the new 2016 Subaru Forester 2.5i CVT. Lease just $228 per month. Plus ski Subaru with 2 complimentary season passes to Timberline and Mount Hood Ski Bowl.
When I hear stories from other people about car buying experiences, they're horror stories. And mine, I just left with a big smile, and I've been smiling ever since. I got it my way on the Parkway.
The holidays have arrived at Garden Gallery Ironworks. Stop by our store in Hubbard and see the season in a whole new light. We have a wide selection of new and unusual gift ideas. From stocking stuffers and hostess gifts to large decor pieces, we have thousands of items to choose from. And don't forget the outdoors. We have gifts for the gardeners too. We also have a large selection of Kelly Ray Roberts items for you to take home. Give the gift they'll thank you for from Garden Gallery Ironworks.
I'm at Bamboo Garden with Noah today. And Noah, I noticed that you have fencing, and it just makes sense that you could use the bamboo from your garden or come here and get bamboo and make a fence. It seems pretty easy. Would it be easy?
Well, it is actually. Bamboo is a very fast-growing plant, and when you have a grove of bamboo, there's always a cane or two here and there to thin. And of course, over the years, we've collected a lot of canes, so we thought we might as well make good use of them. So we've been experimenting with some different Japanese styles of fence weaving and cane preservation. Like we have a nice black bamboo cane right here.
So pretty.
It's been harvested out of the grove and then flame polished to give it a natural sheen, and that's simply done with a propane torch.
Oh, that is nice. And so if I put a fence in like this, how long would it last?
This one has been here since 2007, so you can see it has that kind of weathered look. A lot of the canes are split, but the structural integrity remains.
Yeah, but it's very sturdy. I mean, this is pretty sturdy stuff here.
Exactly, yeah. Bamboo is a very fibrous wood, so even after 7 or 8 years outside, you still have that strong, upright characteristic.
Yeah, so it's going to be like a cedar fence. It's going to last really a long time, especially in our weather. I mean, we have a lot of inclement weather, so really it could take it.
It can, absolutely.
And really it's not just fencing. You can do other projects with bamboo?
You can make bamboo trellises, you can make just decorative curtain rods or railings for inside your house. We have a couple of sculptor friends who've made some really incredible sculptures for us that are hanging outside here in the nursery. So the possibilities are quite endless.
And really, if we don't have bamboo in our garden, you have all kinds of cane that we can come out and buy.
We have a good supply of cut canes now in various sizes from 1 inch all the way up to 6 inches in diameter.
Oh, and those are beautiful. They're just so dramatic. Well, if you have any other questions about Bamboo Garden, you can go to our website, Garden Time, and we can click you over. You can find out where they are and to come out and enjoy all the bamboo and pick some up and maybe make a project for yourself. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Judy.
I am standing out at the beautiful Stoller family estate, and I'm here with Melissa Burr, and we have some strangers with us too. But so before we start our story, Melissa, you often have Stoller people come in from literally all over the world as interns. These are some here. Introduce them to us.
Sure. Well, we've got Alex. She's joining us from New Zealand this year. She's in the vineyard and in the winery over there. And Remy's from Beaujolais, France. He's a winemaker, grew up making wine and here to help. And we've got another gentleman, Brody, who's not here, from Australia. So we've got a few countries represented. And we have our very own backyard, Dayton, Oregon, with Kyle, our cellar master. He's full-time out here.
And do you think that helps Stoller just continue to expand and grow? Because really, wine is a worldwide thing now. I mean, everybody loves it. So you have these people come in and they have an effect.
Absolutely. It's an awesome opportunity because you do get people's experiences from all over the world and you share the Oregon experience. It's real collaborative and energetic, and I think it's a great way to experience making wine and seeing the world. Like these guys, all of these people here have traveled across the country to do harvests abroad and hop around over different hemispheres and
well, it was delightful meeting all of you. Thank you so much for taking the risk to coming on camera with us and letting us talk about you. But you help make great wine, and I love that. So thank you all so much.
Thank you. Cheers. Cheers.
So Melissa, what I'm wondering is, this was a kind of a weird weather year for us as gardeners. How did the grape harvest go this year, and did the hot summer have any effect on it?
Yeah, it did have an effect that was definitely unique as well in the vineyard because we did have the warm season.
Yeah.
We had an early start to everything. We had early bud break, we had early flowering, and it was tracking about a month ahead of schedule the anticipated harvest. Because typically we harvest at the end of September, and this year we harvested starting the end of August. So pushed everything forward quite a bit. And also in the vineyard we had a very heavy fruit set. We think because last year was also warm and this year's warm, healthy vines, enough
And does that make
moisture.
a difference? Because I know I've heard a lot of gardeners say, wow, this year my grapes were just loaded. So how does that affect the wine itself?
It can affect the wine. The grapes, a lot of times what we're doing is, well, not a lot of times, most times is targeting a certain tonnage per acre.
Sure.
So some of that was a little bit heavier for the sheer fact that each cluster was about 20% heavier on its own.
Wow.
So that nature just gave you this bountiful harvest, and it's challenging if we have our rains that will start early because you have all that extra fruit to try to mature. But fortunately this year we had the heat in the summer, and then about 2 weeks before we were wanting to start picking the grapes, it cooled off and it was dry, cold nights, warm days but not too hot, and perfect.
Everything was aligned, huh?
Thank goodness, yeah, it worked out really well.
So what are we drinking here?
We're drinking Chardonnay. This is our 2014 Chardonnay. It's our Dundee Hills Chardonnay blend, and it's been fermented in all stainless steel. So it's a really fresh, aromatic, crisp style Chardonnay.
So the stainless steel is simply, that's going to not, it's only the flavor of the actual grapes then, isn't it? There's no drawing in from like oak or wood or anything like that.
Right, it's a real purity with that technique, and you get a lot of freshness and aroma and
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well now, real quickly, Melissa, what is it that is there anything that a gardener that has vines should be thinking about doing right now? Because I see yours don't look like there's been any pruning or anything yet.
We wait to prune until after the holidays just to give the vines a chance to go into complete dormancy, to hope that some of the bigger weather events and freezes will start subsiding, and then we start pruning. And we also do cover crop seeding now.
Yeah.
So even a few weeks ago is when the optimal time is to do it, but I don't know if it's too late now or not.
Yeah, there's some you could still put in.
Get out there and do your cover crop, and other than that, it's just letting them go to bed. So
making
it's good.
wine now, huh?
Yeah, making wine and then just letting it go into dormancy and waiting for for next year.
Yeah. So can you tell already if this was a good vintage year, and then when can people start tasting the stuff from this year?
Sure. I would say it is going to be a good vintage year. A lot of it is the weather. It cooperated. Yeah. We had ripe grapes, they're flavorful, the fermentations went really well. So yes, it's going to be a bountiful year, a lot of wine, a lot of good wine.
Nice.
And in terms of when you can start drinking these wines, for us, the style that we have here, this is 2014 stainless fermented. Our 15 will be bottled in the middle of spring in April, so May.
That soon? That's not that long away.
That's soon, yeah,
Wow.
not that long away. And even sooner, our rosé will be bottled and released, so we're bottling that in February.
Well, I have to, every time we come out here, the view alone will just knock your socks off. It's a beautiful place, but then to actually have wine and these wonderful little things that they have for you to eat, it's really a lovely place. So you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. They have events happening. Get on board, come on out, and really enjoy the beauty of Stoller Family Estate. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Melissa.
absolutely. Thank you.
Every year, trees fall or break, causing property damage, power outages, and injury.
Now is the time for Bartlett Tree Experts and Collier Arbor Care to get your trees ready for the extreme conditions ahead.
Our free consultation will help to spot the signs of potentially hazardous trees.
We can help address problems before they occur. Whether it's trees or shrubs, we can help you get a healthy and beautiful garden.
Collier Arbor Care and Bartlett Tree Experts, providing environmentally safe tree care since 1907.
In 1947, Clement Gander started Standard TV and Appliance in Southeast Portland.
Standard is celebrating its 68th anniversary with price cuts in every category. Laundry, refrigeration, HD TVs, mattresses, and more. Freezers starting at $198. Get an Amana side-by-side refrigerator, black or white, just $8.99. A deluxe Bosch stainless steel dishwasher, now just $6.29. And a Beauty Rest Queen mattress for only $3.99.
Setting the standard since 1947. Standard TV and Appliance.
Fall is a time to think of planting and planning. Planting new plants now will help them get a jump start on next year. Black Gold All-Purpose can help your plants get ready for winter and next spring. Formulated with a blend of natural and organic nutrients, it contains everything your plants and spring bulbs need for a happy and healthy start. Look for Black Gold All-Purpose at your local garden center or nursery. Black Gold, all the riches of the earth.
We're at Par Lumber today in Albany, and I'm with Amber. And Amber, whenever we come, you have some kind of cool craft to show us. And these are great kind of decorative things. I can see it as a bulletin board. So what is it?
It's a framed palette art, I guess you could call it. Fence boards. It's just fence boards. So fence boards in the frame, we basically build with either 2x2 or 1x2, really any scrap material you have. And that's pretty much strictly for just nailing, making it random. It can be all one strip if you want it to look really, yeah, it's really whatever you want to do, whatever scraps you have, it's great.
Show us what a fence board is. Those are the raw ones. And
yes.
Then we have some that are colored. So this is what it is like when you come to Par. And then how did you get this effect?
So basically I went down to my Restore here in town, which is, or any discontinued paint or mismatched paint, kind of apply like a 50-50 ratio. I just use water and whatever paint color I wanted, and then just brush it on. However, nice thing about it is, at least with what we did, it was totally random. Didn't really matter. We kind of wanted that distressed, different look.
But you see all the kind of distressing through, and it gives it a lot more character. It makes it a lot more interesting.
Sure, and some of these were just stained. You can do whatever you want. So whatever appeals to you. You could do it all solid if you want, or keep it completely raw. And since it's cedar, it would hold up outside.
Oh, that is nice. So if we want to put it on our deck to kind of make that a little more creative, that's an idea too.
Absolutely.
And so I see that you stapled it on, but you can also use glue too?
Absolutely, yeah. And exterior stains would be great. Interior stains you can use as well, something like this on the boards. And the glue, like you said.
Okay.
A nice wood glue. If you're going to be outside, use exterior staples, something galvanized, and use exterior stains, obviously. But for the most part, it's kind of whatever you want to do. And since it is cedar, it'll hold up, and you can let it distress and gray naturally if you want.
It's really a great idea, and I know that you have at the store here, you have it as a bulletin board, and then you did some of your new signage, and the colors are even more bright and bold. So really get your creativity going there.
Absolutely, and you can go vertical or horizontal with them, and whatever you want. It's just the only thing that stops you is your imagination. So
I know that's true. So it's kind of a good craft day.
Exactly.
You know, Par has all kind of ideas. So go to gardentime.tv, click over and find out there's a Par near you, and go in and let all your creative juices go in. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching the show today, and a big thank you to Stoller Family Estate for letting us hang out here. Now, a reminder that on Thanksgiving weekend, they have a tasting going on, so be sure to gather up the family, come on out here, taste some of these wonderful wines, and buy a few for yourself.
We also want to say Happy Halloween to everyone, and to remind everyone to be safe out there if you're trick-or-treating or having adult fun.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll do it all again next week, right here on Garden Time.
Cheers.
The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.